Hey, how's it going? I have an idea. I just did a video maybe for a minute and I realized, oh, I started it wrong, so I started over. Okay, so it involves this container and this 1 1/4 inch thick piece of styrofoam and some of these brushes. Not to mention my X-Acto knives. Of course I'm going to need those. So here's the idea and where I got it from. What I want to do is I want to take this container and put a piece of round styrofoam in it, like lodge it in there, like about, I'm thinking about putting it in here in the lid, to kind of put it like that. So when I put it in, I have to remember to get, I'd have to glue it in there. So my, that idea is like, okay, I didn't think that through. But that's what my ideas are about. Like, it's, I'm thinking as I move along on the project. What this is, I watched a video. The reason I want to do this is I want to hang paintbrushes down from the top, upside down. And the reason that I want to do that or make something like that with this container is because I watched a video. It was an organization hack type of video by Karen Tamir. She gave like 10 hacks, and one of them was taking the I guess she had a box of some sort, might have been plastic or something, and she put the gardening sponge, like the flower sponge, in there, and then she would put the paintbrushes to stand them up, and then she could just take them and use them as she needed them. And somebody in the comment section said, I think she even mentioned that she would put them there like to dry or something, and somebody said you shouldn't put them upright like that because when you've had your brushes standing up like that, the water that's remaining on the brush can drip down into the ferrule and ruin the bristles that are here and ruin the handles. You know that this is a wood handle, I think. I think it's a wooden handle, so I'm not sure. But I really think this is a wooden handle. I thought, oh, well, you know, I mean, I have my brush holder. I had my brush holder. I moved things around again. Oh, here it is. So I have this brush holder, but I didn't make this to stand up brushes as they dry, although this is a spongy thing. I did this for just to hold them here when I'm using them, you know. And usually for my detail brushes, I didn't really make it for this set of brushes. And I thought, okay, so if this one I will use when I'm doing detail work or something, and I need my detail brushes right there, not to dry them. That and frankly, I dry them the way I'm not supposed to dry them. I sit them up in the dish rack, bristles all clean and everything. And I thought, well, I don't really have anything that can be used to dry my brushes, you know, and this would be a good one because the tallest one, I think, is the fan brush here. Let me see, maybe not. Let's push them all down without killing the bristles. Let's push them all down. So let me see, probably this is my tallest one right here. And it would be down like that, and it would not even touch the bottom there. So if I was going to dry it, I'm thinking more along the lines of not putting the styrofoam here in the lid, and that's just because let me give you a little history of this this jug. It used to be the Utz Pub Mix. That stuff is delicious. I think they still sell it. I might go get some next month. So, what I was using it for was to store spare wipes. I would take paper towels. When my paper towel rolls in the kitchen get down to maybe 6 sheets left or something like that, then I usually replace it, and I take the remainder of those 6 sheets and I tear them off and everything, and then I cut them in half if they're full sheets. They're usually full sheets. So then I tear them in half and I put them in here, and I add a little of my cleaning solution, and then I put the lid on here. Well, the other day, Stormy got sick and threw up all down the hall, and I was using those wipes, and I had, I took a whiff of those wipes and I said, why do these smell like they're moldy? They don't look like they're moldy or anything, but they do have that kind of moldy smell, and I thought, oh, it's because I put the lid on it like that, and it's just enough, even though it's plastic. And I did not have the lid tightened on there. I would just put the lid just like that, and that was just enough to create that kind of moldy effect. And I thought, what can I do? What can I use this for? So another idea I have is, just in case I forget to take out the brushes after they've dried, I don't want there to be any kind of reason for my brushes to get moldy in here. And so I thought about putting like little air slits in here as well. So that thought has already occurred to me. But I really don't want to mess up the lid or put a hole in the lid or anything like that. And that was what I was considering when I decided to use this as a wipes container. So I thought, well, I really don't want to put a hole in this lid. I want to keep it together. Keep it together. Get your act together. Okay, so my idea is this part right here is a little bit less big than this one. So it's a little bit smaller than this side right here. So I would need... I could use this as... I would also have to consider how to get it in there. That's an idea. Or am I going to put it like right in here? And I would also have to consider, if I put it on the lid, that would be good, because then I could just put it right there, and it might not go all the way down, but it would go just like that. And it would be much easier to put it in like that, because then I can put the brushes in and then just put it down like that into the lid. So that's my idea. Is it a good idea? I have no idea. I will not know until my idea is complete. And I probably talked already too long about it. So I do not have much. This is all I have to work with, I think. There might be styrofoam in the garage. Today I was in there tearing out boxes. I could do that. There's kind of a little gap here. Obviously this was used probably for some type of... Yeah, it's already a little bit cracked there, but it was used for something, some type of packaging deal. That's usually what styrofoam is used for, this type of styrofoam. So I'm actually going to... Ooh, that is very loud. Cut it out, Tammy. So, literally cut it out. Ooh, it's like a nice, this is cookie cutter. You can make giant mints with this. Another thing I need to do. Can I do it straight on the edge there and just, in case I make a mistake? What? Make mistakes? Me? Never. In unless I make a mistake. You see the outline? Again, kinda, sorta. Sorta. Okay. Now, will this actually work? Because this is not big enough for a... I can get it started. Is that a cat hair? What are the odds that I could actually turn this upside down and make the same circle in the same spot on the other side? What are the odds of that, Tammy? Also, I'm not using overhead. It's like cutting watermelon. Hey. And that's an idea too. So I thought, I'm gonna grab this knife. The first one I grabbed was a big butcher knife that I used to open up packages. And I thought, wait a minute, that looks way too big and dangerous for me to use. So this I will fast forward through this stuff. I think it's gonna be I think this is going to be well, look at that. And then, okay, got tiny little, yeah, tiny little dots, knife dots. I think it's going to be slanted a little. It feels like it's going to be slanted, like I'm going like that, instead of straight up and down. Oh yeah, what's on the inside? A lot of those. It's not straight up smooth. Why was I thinking it would be straight up smooth? Okay. So. Did I expect that? I expect it. At least I know that's good. Yeah, look at that stuff popping off. Woo! I think I was really expecting this to be just like this, smooth all the way through, and this is what it looks like on the inside. So, this will be, I think it's number 23? 22 or something of the 100 Things Challenge. Okay, so that obviously is too big. Hey, it makes a nice little stand. Okay, I'm done. Thanks for joining me. No. So, it won't fit in there. What were you thinking, Tammy? And it won't fit in here. You know, I measured around there. Yeah, let's do some trimming. I just want to pick up some of the major pieces. I'm thinking, put it on something so you can do it this way. Actually, another hack from Karen is to make a paper box and leave one end open if you want to pour beads or sort beads or something like that. And I thought, hey, that's a really good idea, but now I can use it for this purpose. And then to hold, maybe keep some of the jobbies in. Let's see if it'll stick to this paper. This is like washi tape. Tackiness, very low tack. Okay. Oh. Nope, of course I do run the risk of cutting the paper now. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Now I really have to be careful. So if I have it in there, if I put it in there, it fits. It doesn't come out. But, so maybe it's a good idea to have it kind of slanted like that. Wait, I'm gonna do... I want to draw. I don't want to go above this line. That I'm drawing. Was that it? No. This is the top. Okay, so I don't want to go above this line here when I'm trimming this down because I have to now trim it this way. They're like little balls of styrofoam all glued together, so I'm pulling out like a little chunk there, and I realize, oh, it's like stuck in there like a little rock in the dirt or something. That's what it's like. Why is styrofoam so staticky? Anybody know? Science people in my audience? So this is, I want to trim it. It is this very little bit right here at the top that seemed to be getting in the way. I should probably trim down a lot more off the whole thing because I was thinking about covering it with tape so that it's not all, as you can see, it's all staticky. Okay. Oh, that's a bad idea. Oh my gosh, that was an awesome idea, that little paper hack. Thank you, Karen. Paper box hack. This one. Hey. Pretty cool, right? So what I want to do is maybe now obviously it's not going to screw on, but I was thinking about putting some tape around the edge. It would have to be, I don't know if this masking tape would hold. This is red masking tape. I have multicolored masking tape. I'm not sure that it would hold. Or that it would even fit in here after I put tape around it, you know what I mean? Because it's not going to be an even cover when I do it. It's going to be kind of wrinkled or whatever. So I could do that. And I could try maybe doing the top part. Let's try the top part. Okay. So, that fits. That fits. If I decide to tape that part, which is probably a good idea to keep the styrofoam pieces at bay, then would this fit? See, this has to be glued down, glued to this thing. I'll probably hot glue it too because I can't see regular glue holding to that. If I put tape on this, it's already kind of a tight fit. Maybe I can put gesso on it to keep it from, keep the styrofoam from, only very few pieces are coming off on that, so maybe I can put Mod Podge on it. Hey, that's an idea too, right? Mod Podge sealant type of deal. Giving it thought. Okay. I have to put this somewhere. Okay. So I'm going to... What am I thinking? I'm thinking, why didn't I get water in my bowl? In my container. Water. Have some while I'm at it. Perfect. Okay. Cold water now. Okay. What's he doing there? Okay, I'm gonna paint this lid. Sorta. Was it a lid, really? I guess we'll find out. Now I have to let it dry. So that's something else that I'm not going to be running the camcorder for, to let it dry. And I want to let it dry on its own and not heat gun dry it. So that's just in case the styrofoam decides to curl up and from the heat. So type of, I guess that could happen, right? I need to finish this project, which is, I can't really see. My brush drying rack, I guess. One of the things I was thinking about was, once I put the brush handles that go in here, right? And then for drying, one problem I can see, right? I'm just going to put this down because the camera doesn't, I'm not going to adjust the camera so it goes high enough for this. One problem I see is, one, I'm going to have to be extremely careful putting this back on because it's going to have brushes drying. Now, I'm not planning to use like 10 to 20 brushes or something like that at once, but I do tend to do, last night I was doing a doodle, and so I'll take some of these out. Maybe that one has a bigger handle. These have slightly larger, you know, would make larger holes. So I do see a couple of problems with this contraption that I'm trying to do. Let's see, maybe this one, I can't get at it. So maybe I'm using a couple of, this is a very detailed brush, and maybe I'm using this brush that looks like a makeup brush. So when I have them in there, and they're basically, when this is out, they're basically sticking up like this, apart from each other, or even all together. You know, if I want to put them in like that, that wouldn't be good. So one, I have to be careful when I put them in, right? So when I put them in, they might be spread apart, and I just have to be careful with that. Okay, that was one. I just thought about that one. I thought, oh, I didn't think about that. Another problem that I could encounter and might be able to fix is once I put these in here, so I'm going to do it right now. That was loud. Sorry. Maybe put... Will those holes expand over time, thereby making this kind of a useless product? Or will the styrofoam, when the brushes aren't in there drying, will the brushes, will the holes rather just stay open? Will they expand and stay open, or will they close in a little bit? I might have a fix for that. I don't know. Good thing the cats aren't coming down to investigate. Alright. I think I can. So that's how it would work like that just for drying. Also, I might want to have something to keep it from being totally closed, because I don't want any mold to form while the brushes are drying. You know, I think what I'm also going to do is I think I'm going to put some of the, especially the bigger ones, some of them in here. Right, they're all dry. None of them are wet. Maybe a little one. Where's my little one? Okay. So, I'm going to put those in there. And I want to see also if over time, if they stay there or if they fall out, because that might be a third problem that just hit me like a brick. So, okay, so I'll be back. Just a little note here. I'm gonna put these little sleeves on the brushes because I was thinking if these really do fall out of here, they will hit the bottom, and I don't want to damage the brushes. So if you were thinking, oh no, don't do that, because what if they really do fall out while we're at the waiting test? So I'll be back. Okay, so this, I put sleeves on the brushes. I had to come back in and mention that because it was hanging there. I was thinking, oh, what if this really doesn't hold, and after like a day these things drop down and ruin my my bristles? And I thought, oh no, I think I'm gonna put the sleeve on. The sleeves will protect the bristles if these things come loose. So what I want to work on now is I want to make some type of lift. Another idea is I'm sorry. Coconut says hi. Coconut says, stop bothering me with your noises. There you go. Binder clips. I haven't covered these yet. Silly me. Maybe not the big ones. Maybe these. This is like a light teal. Could also do silver. Uh-oh. Cat coming. No, don't step there. No! Get off of there. Thank you. Don't step on my camera stand. Silly man. Man cat. Oh. Just trying to pick the best colors. Oh, blue's gonna time for blue to play with the window. I don't know why he does that, but he just does. Don't you? Give me your paw. No? Don't give me your paw, because Coconut's right there and you're gonna step on her head. Oh, I might need 3. So what if I need 3? Take 3 out. Blue, I'll take 4 out. What are you doing, Blue? Uh-oh. Uh-oh means there's a cat coming. Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. Hey, that was spot on, it was. right across from it. Now, I have no idea if this is going to work. This is just... Hi, Blue. Bye, Blue. Thank you. Okay, so where am I going with that? Is it going to work? Yes, it is. Okay, it's going to move a little bit, but that's okay. So this is actually even better because if I'm using them as even tilted, they are all, see, even if I do it like this, where it looks like it's tucked in, there are still gaps. Can you see the gaps? There's still gaps there. See? Gaps for air to come in. Okay. So that would work. That works. That's cool. It's done. Well, actually, we're waiting to see if the brushes... Well, one, if the holes that I just put in there a couple of videos ago will... come down all the way. Will close up or stay open, and two, if the brushes I just put in there a couple of videos ago, which was today, will fall out, or if they'll stay in there. I think they're going to stay in there. I think the styrofoam, it's a very tight, firm styrofoam, and I don't think it's going to expand, and I could be wrong, but I just don't think it is. I think it's going to either retain its shape or maybe close in just a little bit when nothing's in there. But it's not going to completely heal itself. It's not self-healing styrofoam. So also, this is only like short term right now, so if after long term of constantly putting the brushes in and taking them out, putting them in and taking them out, then there might be a little bit, they might be a little looser, you know, the holes might be a little looser. So then I'll just try and figure out something like maybe I'll put a little piece of double-sided, maybe I'll put, I can't put the smoothie straws in there because they would fall out unless they were like exactly fitting in the brushes for the brush handles. I can give you an update on this. I think I did an update, but I think it was right before I was getting ready to do another project, so that I usually take that out. This is the brush dryer. I originally was going to call it a brush dryer and holder. I still have to glue... These I put in last night. I still have to glue this to this, so I'm going to do that right now. And I'm going to use Elmer's Glue. So, I think I talked about the binder clips, and they help with letting air into the bottle without also a lot of dust going into the bottle. If it was just open, or if it was just sitting like that with nothing, that would be magic for one thing. Then, I'm looking at my screen, it doesn't look very bright. I don't know. Anyway, I put these in this morning because I did, oh, I think I have that. I was painting a mini book. I painted this last night, or this morning I should say, and so I cleaned these brushes and then put them in here, turned it upside down, like that, and just put that there, just like that, you know. And air does get in. I can even tilt it a little bit, and it sits in my kitchen for now just because I don't have a place to put it to keep it out of reach of the cats, and they don't seem to mind it being there on the counter. They don't mess with it, so that's a plus. I'm gonna call that a plus. Okay, I think these are dry. I put these in around 6 o'clock this morning. So, what is that? Is that from the styrofoam? No. Huh, maybe that is from the styrofoam. These are makeup brushes. Which is weird because I don't use makeup. Nope, I don't wear makeup. Except maybe blemish stick for a wayward pimple. Okay, so I did have to create that hole. And there may be glue in there. Maybe that's why when I put them in here, it just creates that. These are dry. And I need a place to put them. Okay, fine. They're dry, good. So I got this one. I have to do my book. I have to finish my book possibly tonight, hopefully not at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'd like to be sleeping. So, this I'm hoping is going to go in like that, and hoping that it's going to hit those sides. Here comes Coconut. Shaky, shaky. Hi, Coconut. Thank you. Oh, you're such a sweetie pie. Are you going to go look out the window? Huh? No? Yes? Maybe? Go look out the window. Okay. Like, the thing about them looking out the window is sometimes they scooch their butt up onto the the craft mat and then to look out the window. I'm like, really? Usually I'm doing a big craft that takes up a lot of room. But apparently she's just gonna lie down on the windowsill there and watch the sunset behind the clouds. Okay, it is... I don't know what it is. What is it? It is... Now, this doesn't have a flat surface because of the handle. So I could put it like that, right? Duh. Not thinking. But I would like to have something to hold it down other than my fingers, because just because. Yeah, I got 2 bottles of this. Is that the new bottle? It does not look like a new bottle. That looks older than the old bottle. Wait. This is the old bottle. Okay. Let's put that in the background while you watch me peel off stickery stuff. I could do a sensible thing like run it under hot water. But what? When we're trying to wait for glue to dry. This also will be removed from the video. I should take the other baby wipes that I have that smell like rosemary and lavender. Smell like lavender pizza. And run it over here. Oh, that might be a good idea. Okay, this pack of baby wipes has... I took my rosemary water. Smell it? It's, I can still smell the wipe smell. But it has a hint of lavender and a hint of rosemary in there. And I'm thinking, did I put too much oil in here? Because I noticed that it does alter the paper or the color if I'm using watercolor crayons or pencils. So I'm thinking, uh-oh. Hey, will it get this pen off? I have ink pen on here. What gets ink pen off? Hairspray, right? So this is not hairspray. It's not coming off. Okay, so what I was gonna do is, and because I have the binder clips on there, it's not going anywhere. Hey, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna find another one. Use my reach. It still has that underlying smell that the... What do these baby wipes smell? Trust me when I say a smell on unscented baby wipes means scented. I'm trying to get it on there. Sorry for the going rocking back and forth. Stay. I said stay. I'm gonna turn this off and maybe find some other things to do. Art-wise, I got it clean, but I don't want it clean. Oh, maybe I can play with my make more card boxes. Where am I gonna put them? I'll be back.